perfect fit.
It's, I mean, obviously, yeah, I had a rough winter, obviously in Australia. Obviously, I mean, they're a very, very difficult team to beat, obviously in their own backyard. So, I mean, winning here was very satisfying. But more satisfying for me was the progress of the team as we've made our way through this journey so far. Just to see, obviously, the tactics coming together, to see guys out in the middle scoring runs, to see how we've chased totals down. I thought our run chase in that game was absolutely fantastic. The way that we kept up with the scoreboard and the way that we managed our way through it. Again, against a team that is very good. And equally, the way that we've absorbed pressure when we've been out there with the ball, and we've managed to keep pushing pressure back onto the Australians and force results in our favour. And to me, one of the most exciting things is that we're still nowhere near the potential that we have in that team, but yet we are still pushing one of the best teams in the world and obviously beating them in our conditions. So to me, that's very exciting. It means that we've got more to come. And if the guys keep learning and keep progressing the way they are, then all being well, be in a very strong position to challenge anywhere in the world. Yeah. Obviously, I mean, it's great to come in and start off on a sort of a winning footing, so to speak. But like I say, for me, it's more about the progression that we are making. We are putting, sort of just strategies, a method in place that we can follow, and we know if we follow those strategies that we can win games of cricket, really. So it's becoming tactically more aware, and having things in place that we can follow, really, to make things a lot simpler for us. And obviously the two players you mentioned, it's been absolutely fantastic to see them go out there and score runs, really, and put their hands up in difficult times at times, absorb pressure and come out and put us in winning positions. And to see them do well is, for me, is absolutely brilliant. And one thing that we do try and do within the team is enjoy each other's success. So whenever any of the lads do well, the rest of the players and the coaching staff, we all really enjoy that, and it's great to see them doing well. And hopefully that will give them confidence moving forward, confidence in their own ability to cope at this level, confidence in how they're going to score the runs, and confidence in the way that the team are playing. But actually, we are on the right track. If we keep doing the basics well, it will put us in strong positions. Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, we are in the situation we're in. We have to accept that. But all we can do is prepare the best we can. And I think the way that we've been putting plans into place during this series will then help us move forward and win games in front of us. And that's all we can do. We just, concentrate on the next game. What do we need to put in place? We train hard for that, and we put the processes there that means actually we can beat anybody that is in front of us. And that's what we have to do. It is as simple as that. And if we have to do it the hard way, then we'll do it the hard way. But for me, it's all about putting the processes in place and the tactics in place, and making sure that the players are in as good a position as possible to win the games that we need to win. Obviously, it is a challenge. I mean, I've been here with other teams where we've faced spinning conditions, and it is a challenge for the opposition, and certainly one that we are thinking about moving forward. But at the same time, we have to play that spin well as also when we go into there. And the one thing that we have done so far is played the spinners very well. And it's something that I'm encouraged by to see our players doing, and I think it is a way that we can put pressure on oppositions. So it's certainly, I'm not ruling anything out moving forward into the Test series. Certainly conversations that we need to be having with the selectors and the captains. I'm not going to give too much away, but no. Let's start with the players to start. Obviously, we'll be putting a team out shortly, so I'm not going to go too much into depth. But obviously, we have to take into consideration now that whether or not it is worth risking some of these players. It was last game, obviously, because we want to put the series to bed. So we have to take a look at it now, whether or not it is worth putting players in a situation where we can risk more injury. So that's certainly something we're talking about. So you will see shortly with the team that we release which way we've decided to go on that one. From the signs point of view, that obviously I saw that was put on TV the last game. We were actually using them during the T20 as well, which I don't know if anybody picked up on. But it's not rocket science, really. It is literally just some strategic suggestions from us to the captain of something for him to think about. It's not telling the captain what to do, it's just suggestions of what may or may not match up at any given point. And it's entirely up to the captain whether he listens to those suggestions or whether he goes with his own gut feeling. He's the man in charge out there, but like I say, it's just us communicating some ideas with him on, what may or may not work at that given point in time, and that's all it is really. Well, first of all, I don't really know what Mickey or anybody did before me. So obviously we've come in and we're just doing it the way that I know. But coming back to the coaches, having local coaches with me has certainly helped. One of the things that I had to consider coming into this role was obviously the language barrier. I think having sort of Naveed next to me, who speaks very good English and also obviously can translate for me, get the ideas across and get the points across for me, is invaluable, to be honest. So that has been a great help for me. And obviously having the guys around, having Malinga and everybody else, I'm very lucky. I've got some good coaches around me, not only in the one day but in the test arena as well. The guys that are working with the test guys for me at the moment are excellent as well. So for me, that is a huge bonus, having those guys that can obviously get the messages across for me if people are not quite picking up obviously my accent or my English really. So it does help.
The perfect fit.
Well, it's just been, consistent with everything I do. I try not to get too excited about things, which is difficult at times, as you may have seen. But it's, obviously you get into the game with the players just like everybody. But for me, it's just about consistency around the dressing room. The players know what to expect of me every day and the way that I'm going to behave. And it's giving them the confidence to play the way that they want to and give them the confidence to express themselves in the knowledge that actually, if you get out doing something, that's fine, as long as I know it's part of your game. What we've found now is people are quite happy to go over the top, are quite happy to play their shots, but happy to sweep. Bowlers are willing to try different balls. And that's exactly what you want, because the more we do that, the better we will get at it. And we've seen, it's players around the world, they express themselves now. They're expansive. Batsmen play reverse sweeps. They're not scared of hitting over the top. So we have to be in the same position where we can do that. And it's my job to try and give them the confidence and the freedom to better do that. And that's all I try and do, really. So, like I say, it's just consistency from me in the dressing room, so they know what they're getting from me every day. And then just that clear line, very clear lines of communication on what their roles are and what I expect of them. And you get that together, and obviously the results speak for themselves. I think he's a wonderful young player. I think he's taken everything within his stride at the moment. He's got a very good head on his shoulders when it comes to tactics around cricket, and I think he holds his nerve very well. I think it was in Kandy when he was one off something like 13, 14, maybe 15 balls. He held his nerve there and managed to get 20 on the board, which became, so valuable towards the end in such a low sort of target that we set. So I think somebody like him has, shown what depth we've got within our system, and for him to come in and do what he has at such a young age I think he's great. Well, it's firstly it's great that we have packed houses again, and to hear the Sri Lankan crowd singing and cheering and smiling has been absolutely fantastic, and it's really made a big impact on the players within the dressing room. It's made an impact on all of us, and we've really enjoyed that, and we've enjoyed the support. For the guys that can't get in, obviously we're sorry they can't get in, but still enjoy the game. We feel that support that the country has given us, and hopefully we can continue to give them something to smile about. So for me, I think it's great that obviously the fans are getting back into the ground to come and support, and as I say, we really appreciate that support. Yeah, obviously I keep notes on everything. I'm an avid scribbler, so to speak. So I have, I've got my notes on the Australian batsmen from the Ashes. So there are various things that I have with me. But you're right, I'm not going to go too much into the Ashes. Just concentrate on the series in front of us, and whatever knowledge I can bring from there to try and give to our guys, I will. well, at the moment he's obviously in the Test team, but I mean, for me, never say never. Always keep an open mind to everything. So certainly, I mean, I'd be open for discussions about things, but at this moment in time, he's in the Test team, and obviously he's preparing for the Test series. I think it would. I mean, certainly the guys that play multi-format, it will give them confidence, I hope, going into the Test series, and that's what I want them to carry forward. Really, I want the guys that were in Bangladesh with us to bring the confidence from that series win there into this one. I want the guys that are playing all formats to take, I mean, obviously their knowledge of the bowlers they have faced, the batters they have bowled at, I mean, but so they can take that confidence and that knowledge forward with them. But equally, we have to make sure that we're on the ball, because we know Australia are a good side, and we have to respect that, and we have to give them the respect that they deserve. So we have to prep well, and we're going to have to play well, because I mean, I know one thing, that the Australians will come hard at us, and we will have to be prepared for that. It should be a very good, exciting Test series. Well, I think it's obviously the victories will give confidence. It will help install the new way of playing that we're trying to get going. It will give them certainly confidence in what we're trying to do, and hopefully they'll continue to express themselves. That's what I want in T20 cricket as well. I want them to take that and I mean, keep pushing forwards. I don't want to put any ceilings on these players. I want them to go out there and push the boundaries, really. And if we do that, then we can compete with anybody. We've seen that already, that we can compete with one of the best teams in the world. So as long as we keep expanding our game, we keep trying to improve and move our skills forward in every department. Like I say, there's still plenty of areas for us to improve on. If we keep doing that and keep working hard, then hopefully we will see the results come the T20 World Cup. You'll find out when we release the team. I'm not going to give anything away until everybody knows what's happening here.